Good day. We're starting another week with a study of the Old and the New. These weekly videos are meant to just give us a way to look into the scriptures and see more and more about what God says. And I'm going to be doing, I'm not sure how many weeks, but on the Old and the New. Now, we all have a Bible that has an Old Testament and a New Testament, and that's what I'm talking about when I say Old and New. The first and the second. And the first one, of course, was a covenant that God made with the Jews, and He made this at Mount Sinai. We can read of that in Exodus chapters 19 and 20. And then later on, they weren't keeping that covenant, and so in Jeremiah 31, he said they would be receiving a new covenant. However, this new covenant will be for not only the Jews, but for all people. And we'll have a verse of scripture for that later on. So there was the old and the new. And one of the things that's commented on in Hebrews, the 10th chapter and verse 9 is this. He does away with the first in order to establish the second. So the Jews and all people, the Gentiles, Christians, are now under the new covenant. It was given to them. And then in another place in 2 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, and you'd like to read the whole chapter on this, and you show that you are a letter from Christ delivered for us, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God, not on tablets of stone, but on tablets of human hearts. Human hearts, stone. So the first was written on a stone, the 10 Commandments and so on. The second is written on hearts, and this is how it's predicted in the book of Jeremiah and again shown in Hebrews chapter 8. So there's the first and then there's the second. There were those that was under the old and now us under the new. And I have in my hand here my copy of that covenant that God has with Christians and with me. And it's not a whole lot, except this print is kind of small. But this is the covenant. I used to keep it in my jacket pocket. Well, we're going to have more to say about this later on, and thank you for listening today, and the Lord bless your week. In Jesus, I ask this.
My thirst, let me drink,